世界のことを勉強しましょう, which is let's learn about the world.
Our society is quickly evolving. No longer are we one culture speaking one language. We are a multicultural, multi-ethnic society.
This district in and of itself has scores of different languages that are spoken amongst the school system.
Our goal is to prepare our students now for an increasingly global society and marketplace.
We know as educators that we're preparing our students for jobs that do not yet exist and likely jobs that are international based.
In Boone County Schools, world language is an immersive process.
They have the computer-based program with Rosetta Stone, and then they also have the direct instruction by a world language teacher. Rosetta Stone, I think, is a great way to give students those experiences. Last year we were able to add that world language teacher, and that really gives them a layered effect. I think the cultural immersion, to me, is the part, it's how we catch the kids and get them interested in learning that language.
Sensei Fry teaches Japanese to students at Erpenbeck Elementary.
I feel very strongly that we need to be able to bring that global perspective to our children.
And in order to understand other people, we have to know more than just their language.
It's really cool to unlock a different part of the world. And also, if you know the culture, you can maybe connect to different people.
I'm going to Mexico this spring break, and I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to speak Spanish.
Yes. It teaches me about other cultures and how other people, other than Americans, live. And I thought that was cool.
Sensei Fry's Japanese class is exchanging videos about school life with a world language class in Japan, learning English.
We're sending a video about American schools to people in Japanese because they sent us a Japanese school life.
They had to write all their own scripts. They had to decide what they wanted to say and what they wanted to feature about Erpenbeck.
Cuando le das un pescado a un hombre por un día, come por un día. Pero cuando le enseña cómo pescar, pesca y come toda la vida. When you give a man a fish, he eats for one day. But when you teach him to fish, he'll eat forever.
As long as they are exposed to it, maybe in the future, 10 or 20 years later, they might say, hey, I've heard that language, I've learned that language. I would like to explore more. And, that would open up more doors to these students.
Later in life, it looks very good on an application, and you could use it to get into colleges and jobs, and it's very good for traveling and communicating with other people from other places.
If we can graduate students who are competent and proficient in multiple languages, it gives them an advantage over anybody else in the area.
Jusaides. That means I'm 10 years old.
Lexides, that's my name in Japanese. I am Jusan years old. That means I am 10 years old.
Yo soy una alumna en la clase de español. I'm a Spanish student in Spanish class.
Most research shows that normally around the age of puberty, students get to a point where mentally they start to just question things a little more, and the younger you start learning a language, the less you have that mental block. In my class, I am trying to build my students' proficiency skills in Spanish, similarly to how they learned their first language, through getting a lot of comprehensible input through listening and reading.
I'm very hopeful to see the students coming from the elementary schools because they will not be at ground zero.
El oso vive en montañas. The bear lives in the mountains.
El niño vive en una casa. The boy lives in a house.
Aquí yo voy a hablar de la clase de español uno is I am going to talk about Spanish 1. Learning a language has been something that I've been really passionate about, and hopefully different kids can find their passion in learning a language too.